Hey guys, this is the first in a series of videos to help you know what to expect when you buy one of our grinder packages. This first one is going to be about unboxing and doing an inventory to make sure everything showed up safe and sound. So we'll first go over how many boxes to expect and what's going to be inside of each box. Let's get going. If you get a Get Grinding package, expect 3 boxes like this. You'll have the biggest box will be your grinder frame, and then your motor will be in this box, and a third box with your accessories. The foundations kit will have 1 extra box, which will be this smaller speed controller. And then the mastery package will have 2 extra boxes. It'll have this tall box with your pedestal stand and an extra box of accessories. So the first box you're going to want to open up is your grinder box. So make sure that you've got the sticker sides up, your shipping label, and your caution stickers facing up when you cut it open. Cut your straps if they've survived the trip. You're going to encounter a couple staples. You'll have a couple foam pillows. The first one on top should lift out. And then your grinder will be bolted to a piece of plywood so that can lift out with it. Set it off to the side. You'll notice this is probably how you got to this video. You can scan this QR code to get to this series of instructional videos. And then before you throw away your packaging, you can salvage these 2x3s like a lot of people do. And your toolkit's in here. Your toolkit is going to include the hardware for mounting your motor, a sticker, the Allen wrenches that you'll use for the majority of the assembly, and your alignment template for lining your motor up with your drive wheel and the frame. So the next box you're going to want to get into is your motor box. There's not as much to look out for on this one. Mainly you just want to make sure that you don't throw away your piece of key stock that keeps your drive wheel linked to your motor shaft. It'll also have a pillow of foam over the top that should slide out. The key often comes in the shaft. Sometimes if it falls out while we're wiring it, we'll tape it to the side of the motor. So those are the 2 places to look for it in the box. A common question we get, a lot of people are thrown off by the style of plug that comes pre-wired on the motor. If you get a variable speed, it'll be this 4-prong twist lock plug, which a lot of people think that they need 3-phase to plug this in. It is a 3-phase motor, but all of our grinders plug into single phase. This motor will plug into your speed controller, and the speed controller will plug into your wall. So don't stress when you see this. If you get a single speed grinder, it'll have this style of plug that plugs into the switch. And we'll go over where you find your switch in a little bit. All right, the next box you can get into is your speed controller. So, right up top, you'll find your whatever bracket matches the speed controller you got. You'll have a little screwdriver that's used to change settings inside the speed controller. If you have little similar screwdrivers, you don't have to keep this one around, but If you don't have anything this small, you can put it somewhere safe. You'll have a quick start manual for the speed controller. It's just for reference. Everything is already pre-wired and set up for you, but if you need to get into it, it's a handy reference. And then the speed controller itself will be all wired up for you. It'll have about a 10-foot power cord on it, set up with a NEMA 620 plug if you got a 220 volt option, or a NEMA 515 plug if you got 115 volt. And then for the motor, it'll have the matching twist lock plug to plug your motor into the speed controller. And this is where you'll find the hardware for your bracket that mounts it to the grinder. So the hardware will be wrapped to that twist lock plug. That's a common thing that gets missed, is people don't see that wrapped there, so should be included. If you got a Get grinding package, this will be the last box that you open. So this will have your accessories in it. Let's get those out. So right up top, you'll have your tilting platen with the spindle already mounted to it. Comes standard with a case hardened platen. Remove some foam. Make sure nothing gets stuck in it. This one was almost stuck in this pack of foam, but your single speed start stop paddle switch with the mounting bracket will already be installed on it, and the hardware for mounting this to your grinder will also be wrapped up in this bundle. Your 4-inch drive wheel will also be in this box. The bore size will match your motor. Sometimes it'll be 5/8, typically for the 1.5 horsepower, and sometimes it'll be 7/8, typically for the 3 horsepower. But we'll make sure that matches the motor that you get. Also, your set screw will be installed in your drive wheel already that clamps it onto the shaft of the motor. So you can sight down the hole over the broached keyway and make sure there's a set screw in there. That uses an 1/8 Allen to tighten that. This will be your work rest arm. It'll have a carriage bolt, an adjustable handle, and a socket head cap screw with a jam nut. That should all be installed on this arm. You'll also have an accessory arm for your tilting platen with a bolt and a washer installed. And then finally, you'll have your standard work rest with the bracket attached. So if you got the foundations package, you'll skip that, ignore that Get grinding package box, and the foundations box will have will be your last kit if you got the foundations. If you got the mastery, you'll also get this foundations box. So whether you get the foundations or the mastery, this will be the next one that you can open up. To be able to tell the mastery from the foundations, it'll have a little sticker on the side here that lists the items that are included. So the foundations comes with the combo platen instead of the tilting platen, which just means that it's got this larger rubber contact wheel down here on the bottom. It'll also have the spindle installed on the chassis. Slide this foam out. Some of the items below it might be stuck in it as well. For example, this arm is kind of enveloped. So this work rest arm will be the same as the Get grinding package. You got the carriage bolt, adjustable handle, and adjustment screw with the jam nut on there. Instead of the 4-inch drive wheel, you'll have a 7-inch drive wheel. This piece of cardboard that's over the top also has your Allen wrench, your T-handle for setting the set screw on your drive wheel. It's a little bit longer than the one included in the other kit to be able to reach down into the larger drive wheel, so don't misplace that. And with the larger drive wheel, you'll also have the set screw installed in the hole that's over the broached keyway. There's a balancing hole on the opposite side. That's not the one where the set screw will be. The set screw will be over the broached keyway. This box will also have your horizontal mount. The horizontal mount will have the hardware, the necessary hardware wrapped to it. The bag will be labeled as well, but that is for bolting your horizontal mount to your pedestal stand or for mounting the grinder to the horizontal mount. They're the same set of hardware. You also have your accessory arm for your combo platen. Make sure the bolt and the washer are also installed. And then the foundations package will have the large work rest, and it'll also have the angle bracket attached to the bottom. So if you got the Mastery package, you've already opened your foundations kit. So you've just got a few bonus accessories and then the last 2 boxes to go with your Mastery package. This box will also be labeled with the sticker here of what's included in the Mastery package. So up top, you'll have the small wheel holder. It'll have the spindle installed with the shaft collar and your deflector wheel. You'll have your water bucket, and your magnetic handle will be inside the water bucket, and the holder for attaching it to your pedestal stand. You have the accessory arm for your small wheel holder with the clamp bolt and washer installed. Then you'll have your small wheels, a small bundle with 6 wheels from 1/4 inch up to 1 1/4 on their storage rack, as well as the larger set. It includes 3 wheels from 1.5 inch up to 2 inch, also on its storage rack. So the final box of the Mastery package is your pedestal stand, and it'll be this long, skinny box. You remove the expanding foam. This white box in here will include your foot option, which is the leveling casters with the Mastery package, as well as these 4 threaded plates, which will help put your legs, be part of the hardware kit that puts your legs on the pillar, the necessary bolts and washers, and then any studs that are used to mount your casters or wheels to the feet. Also, another set of hardware that's identical to the one on your horizontal mount. So you'll have 2 sets of these, one for putting the horizontal mount on the pillar and one for putting the grinder on the horizontal mount. And then wrapped together, you'll have your pillar and 2 legs. All right, Alright, so a critical next step is to make sure you get a haircut and change your shirt before you move on to the next step. Make sure that's taken care of. So that's what you can expect when you unbox one of our packages. If you do a custom build, then it might be a little different. So check out the next video in the series to finish assembling your new machine. That's a better delivery for that.